It's planting day and I'm not ready for it. So as per usual, I try to get the garden ready to plant, and I need to plant before it's all the way ready. Not only is there a ton going on this time of year with school, and I have a senior and an 8th grader graduating this year, but I'm also having a minor surgery in a few days, and I won't be allowed to garden a week after that, and I just have not had time to be out here as much as I want to. Plus my body can only do so much in one day anyways. So what I do have ready, obviously this half is my priority right now. I started going by priority. This will get taken care of next. I do have one section over there I need to prep right away. This I'm gonna have to clean out and do by the end of the month and not worry about it right now. I do need to move the chicken fence sometime in the next few days. They're right up around that tree. They'll have some more area over there. I am gonna leave them around a couple of boxes that I won't need to plant until fall. So what I have planned today is to get in these rows all tomatoes. I'm going to plant, let's go this way, one row, probably 2 rows that are slicing and experimental tomatoes, or different ones like that I only plant 1 or 2 of. So slicing for me, I always plant beefsteak and momotoro. Beefsteak is an heirloom, momotoro is a hybrid. I'm also going to plant the orange peach one again. I planted that last year and I really liked it, especially for hot sauce. With the sugar rush peach peppers, it was great. So after those 2 rows, I will plant 3 rows, I think I'm going to do, of Amish paste, because those are what I use most of. When I can tomatoes, when I make ketchup, when I make barbecue sauce, when I make tomatoes and green chilies that I can, stuff like that, I'm using Amish paste. So that will be, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I have a row of tomatillos going in. And then, let's see, I'm probably gonna end up with 1 or 2 more rows of tomatoes than I think, because I always seed extra. This is a section I'm not gonna worry about right now. I decided, because this tree grew faster than I thought it would, to make this a pollinator patch. That plant right there is borage. Everything else needs to go, but like I said, I'm trying to get the stuff I have seeded in the ground. So over here is my other priority today after the tomatoes. So these 2 boxes are peppers this year. I'm going to be putting hot peppers in one and sweet peppers in one. These are 4 by 12 boxes. And then over here, these 4, I didn't get as many spring crops. I had planned spring. I didn't get as many of those in as I had planned. I do have some lettuce and spinach in. But since, here's what happened. See, let's go say hi to Pillow over there, one of the chickens. Actually, that's Daisy. So you see right here, this broke. When we moved in here, all of this was grass except for these 2 boxes. These were the only things out here. The guy that lived here tried to do a square-foot garden, but he was an Army commander and he was gone all the time and couldn't keep up with it. So these, I have no idea how old they are, but they're more than 5 years old, that's for sure. And they had been neglected long before that. So I do have an oregano in there and a weed. But I was gonna do herbs in here, and my asparagus there, used to have strawberries there. I was gonna put peanuts there. I'm gonna change my plan since I have these that I didn't use for spring, and this one's broken and I don't have time to fix it yet. I'm gonna go ahead and do herbs in these 2 boxes. But I have a lot of herbs, so when I move the chicken fence, I'm gonna use 1 or 2 of those square boxes also for herbs. So that's the plan. I only have like an hour this morning. Have to go to a signing for my son for college stuff. And it's a Friday night, it's busy. They have track sectionals tomorrow. So I'm hoping to get a lot of the planting done right now. It's Friday and my surgery is on Monday. So I need to get done as much as I can. And I'm just gonna fix things as I go. For example, this row I didn't get to finish. I ran out of mulch. I have picked up the mulch. I can mulch it now, but I'm not gonna worry about it until I'm over here with tomatoes. So I'm just gonna kind of work 1 row at a time and get done what I can. Also, I wanted to show you something real quick. Here are my tomato seedlings, and I have never had this happen before. I have always used an organic potting mix and not really cared what kind. They've all seemed to work fine for me, but this year something happened. See, I have these that have been sickly and I've been babying them. I'm hoping getting in the ground really helps. And this tray over here as well. I'm hoping that helps. But I have these other ones that are healthy and beautiful. So I can tell you that these were Fox and Farm Ocean Forest potting soil. And these were something I got at Lowe's. It did say organic. I don't remember if it was called Stay Green or something. It is something I've used before and not had problems with. But this year, obviously, there was a problem because these seedlings, when I first put them in the peat pellets to sprout, they looked the same as all the other seedlings. And it's been a problem ever since. I've tried to give them some more iron to green them up and stuff like that. And it's just not helping. They haven't gotten worse. They're not dying. But I'm hoping getting them in the ground helps them get all the way better. My time is up today, and of course I did not get as far as I wanted. I do have my sweet peppers sitting there waiting to be planted. I've got herbs sitting around in different spots. This is my hot pepper bed. I did get it planted. I have some extra space. I'm waiting to see if I have overflow from the sweet pepper bed because I do plant more of those, and if I do, I'll put some of those over here. If not, I will fill in with either herbs or flowers. And then down here, I did not get all my tomatoes in. Those are my tomatillos. What I did, I come up to the beginning. It helps me remember what I did. So up here is a row of beefsteak tomatoes, and then a row of Momotoro tomatoes. And then this is the mixed row. These two down here are orange peach. And then this is a new one I'm trying called Woods Famous. It is very tiny. You can't really see it there. These three, see how dark they are? Those are called Black Beauties. And then this last one is a mystery tomato. I have no idea what it is, so I put it in this row. It lost its tag. So I got the beefsteaks, the Momotoros, the different ones, and then I got one row of Amish paste in, and that is where I stopped and moved over to the pepper bed. So I still need to do at least 2 more rows of Amish paste, the tomatillos. I might do a last row of Amish paste down there. And I need to go to the arch and do all the cherry-sized tomatoes over there. So not nearly as far as I wanted, but progress. At least something is now in the ground. It occurred to me while I was watering my peppers right before I go in that I didn't tell you what they were. This whole row is Anaheim except for the Cosmos, obviously. But the first 2 are jigsaw peppers. Those are new to me this year, and they're supposed to have beautiful foliage. This row right here is Sugar Rush Peach. So I had about 6 feet of that, and that's empty space. That one down at the very end, these are Anaheims, and that one's an Anaheim. This row right here is La Bamba jalapenos. Those are my favorite. Could not find the seed this year, so these are what I had left from the year before. I need to save them this year. And instead, since I didn't have that many, I planted a lot of Craig's Grande jalapeno, which I have done before, and they are fine. Extra one down there as well because the row was full. So that's what I have here. Mostly jalapenos and Anaheims. Anaheims are what I use for green peppers when I make either canned green chilies or tomatoes with green chilies. I use Anaheims for that. Sometimes I use poblanas, but mostly Anaheims. Okay, we're on day 2 out here, and I have got 2 hours today. I'm going to try to spend 1 hour here in the fruit orchard, is where I am right now by the grapes, and I'm going to try to spend 1 hour back over in the garden. The garden's way over there, finishing up the tomatoes and peppers and herbs. So I picked up some stuff that was like on clearance at Tractor Supply because it's end of season and dead and dying. I have a bushel and berry, blackberry baby cakes that might be salvageable. And this is a blueberry, Northland blueberry, might be salvageable. I don't think this one is. This is a Lakemont grape, but my husband mowed over mine, and so I was like, well, it was $2, I'll try it. And then this one is actually not a Tractor Supply thing. This is a razzmatazz grape. It is from Gurney's. They sent me one that I ordered months ago, and it was a dead kind of bare rootish one. It was not, it was never viable. So it's going to replace this, which you can see it's obviously nothing here. So I'm gonna get those things planted, and I need to pick some strawberries while I'm out here. The strawberry patch miraculously grew overnight into gigantic weeds. I don't know that I have time to deal with that today. And then I will head over to the main garden and see what I can get done over there today. Okay, I got the blueberry planted. We'll see how it does. This is the blueberry patch. You can tell where I focused my concentration this year. These are my older berry bushes. I'm hoping to get them all 3 of my rows in this state by the end of summer. What I've done is kind of prioritize the new stuff I've put in, and then I will go back and do the old stuff like this, and then I will expand the areas, because you can tell where I used to have a few things. I lost a few this year to the cold, -14 whatever with wind chill weather we had in December. And I also lost a couple to my chickens free ranging, so I will be replacing some, but bit of a mess right now. And my priority really is the vegetable garden right now, just getting things in and ready. But I hope over the course of the summer to get all of my berry patches, the raspberries, the blackberries, the grapes, the strawberries, everything all weeded, mulched, straightened well enough that it will be easier to keep up with. Look at the berries on last year's bushes though. They're clusters, they're nice and full on all of them. This one over here too has quite a bit. I have a mix. I try to have a mix of early, mid, and late season blueberries so that I can have the season extended a little bit. Just wanted to show you those. Okay, I planted the blackberry. I trimmed off the dead parts. It's next to another new one from this year. A little bit of weeds that I need to get rid of, and then a couple others that I added this year. Last year, I had 2 rows of blackberries for a while. That one got some sort of disease, and I just took the whole thing out and decided not to replant there. And over here, I have a nectarberry that I need to weed around and mulch and all that. Okay, 2 grapes. I put the Lakemont here. This is the one I think it's dead. I'm gonna try it. I still need to put boxes around it and mulch. And then it's another baby. This is the razzmatazz. And that already is mulched. I just had to lift out the dead one and put this one in. I added a little bit of fresh dirt just to give it a fresh start, and a little bit of organic fertilizer to make sure it had enough to get going. Okay, I came to pick some, well, I was starting to weed, and I got a little bit edging then there and realized if I spent all my time doing that, I wouldn't get any strawberries picked. So I started picking strawberries. Forgot my bowl. Brought this pot. It's full. I've got more that need to be picked. But I just want to make a point that you don't have to have a perfectly manicured weed-free spot to garden. This is obviously covered in weeds, and it's very productive. I have enough strawberries, more than enough. And I make our strawberry jam for a year. We eat it fresh. I'm gonna add more next year so I can also freeze dry. But there is, you don't have to have that picture perfect garden to be productive. I'm gonna spend the last few minutes I have over here doing what weeding I can and then head over to the vegetable garden. Okay, I don't remember where I was at the last time I videoed my planting day stuff, but it has been a week and a couple days since, well, two weeks since I started that because I had the surgery and I had to take a week off. So I thought I would just show you what I have in, and that way you can figure out what's new. So I do have, and again, no judging all the weeds, all right, it's been rough. I do have the beefsteaks and momatoros. Those are tomatoes. Another slicing row of tomatoes. These are orange peach, which I like, and then experimental ones, Woods Famous, Black Beauty. What's this one? Another Black Beauty. I had these two in one pot that were mystery. They lost their tag. I have no idea what they are, so I just stuck them over here. I do have around, I've got my 3 rows of Amish paste, 1, 2, 3. They are coming back to life pretty darn well. I'm excited about that. I finished weeding and mulching this row, and I planted tomatillos. That one looks kind of sad, so I just fed it some organic blood meal for nitrogen. And I also planted these on the other side of my fence here because I had already cardboarded this right up to the edge and it was brand new cardboard, not softened. I didn't want to mess with planting, and it was faster just to plant them on the other side. This is that area that's going to be rocks, and it's very last on my priority this year. Probably won't get done. The hot peppers I finished. Each of my raised beds in the corner has a cosmos for pollination. This is the hot pepper bed. I did have a little extra room, so I planted some extra sweet peppers here and a couple flowers and herbs in that row right there in some of the extra space that I had. I think I might have put celery in there in one spot too. And then this is a sweet pepper bed, and it is full of just sweet peppers. Those are everything from banana peppers to red peppers to green bell peppers to pimentos, all the things, all the mini ones, okay? This bed, okay, so I have been battling voles and rabbits and skunks. The skunk likes to come out. I caught it on the trail cam. I had no idea what it was. Something was digging at my plants, not eating them, just digging them up. That was the skunk. I chased off rabbits last night. If you hear buzzing like that, if you just heard it, it's because I have these little stakes like that in the ground that are supposed to chase the voles away. We'll see if that works. But this was a strawberry bed, and I had extra room, and I planted a bunch of stuff, and they were all dug up and dead. So I have extra plants. I will put something else in there. This is old lettuce, which I will harvest soon because it's going to get hot. My spinach is bolting. That's normal this time of year. This is all different types of basil in this one. And this is a mix of herbs. Again, another area that got hit by both the skunk and rabbit. Some different types of basil than the other bed. Some parsley. There's 1 or 2 other things in here. What is that? I think that's just cardinal. See, it looks different. Cardinal basil. I'm actually growing that for the flowers, but I think it's good to eat too. So over here on the other end of the peppers, these 2 I just did today. So some of these are too small to see. I put some cherry and ivory swirl zinnias right here. Back there, there's 2 lemon balms. You can't see that one very well. There's a couple of wild bergamots there and here. Tip-top mahogany nasturtium, cosmos for this bed. A ground cherry, like a pineapple flavored ground cherry. It's honestly, it's too big for this space, but I'm gonna do it. And then 2 of these red, I think rose red salvias. I think that's what those are. Okay, this is all seeds, and I planted things too close together. And I went with a theory of just sprinkling seeds and thinning later because I'm trying to make most of my time. Over here I actually have 2 rows of jicama, and then I have a row of cumin, and then I have, let's see, I don't remember what order, but I have some Kilimanjaro white marigolds and some Mazurkia zinnia, I think, are on this edge. There's something else in the middle, and I can't remember what. I'm pretty sure it's another flower though. So, you know what, it might be a different type of cosmos, more cosmos seeds. I think that's what it is. I just don't remember which one. Okay, so then the other thing I got done was, well, the onions were already done. And what I'm working on next after I get off this video is I have been clearing this spot up to there. I need to finish clearing to plant the potatoes. It is late, but it's plenty of time. It'll still work. So that's what I'm working on next, is this area in potatoes. Those are thyme. I'm leaving those. I planted them last year, and I'm just gonna leave them there. They're good for pollinators, and I don't mind perennial herbs just being spread throughout my garden. Can you see how many bees are on there? It's crazy. I don't know if you guys can see that. And flies too, that's weird. I don't know if you see all that movement. So I will leave that, and I had pictures of that a while back on my Instagram. Over here on the arch is where I planted all of my cherry tomatoes. So what I have mostly, I believe I have two, I don't think I have two of everything, but close to it. I have at least 2 orange peruche. Those are my favorite, and I wanted to make sure I had them. And they're over here in the middle. It gets the best as far as making sure it has enough water and all that. So I want to make sure they were in a good spot. I have some Matt's Wild Cherry, which is new to me this year. Heard lots about it, hoping it's good. I have some Sweet Millions, and I have some yellow pear. Yellow pear on the outside. They are the ones I'm least concerned about. So this is an area that gets more overgrown with weeds easily and doesn't always get the best watering. So since I care about those the least, they're in the most risky spot. But that's what I have done so far. Obviously, I have a lot more to do. My goal today is May 25th or 26th, I can't remember. My goal is to have the whole garden in by June 1st. That's gonna be rough. I normally wait to plant corn, watermelon, and cucumbers on June 1st anyways, because those things love heat, and we get like an up and down kind of spring and late spring, even with some cold snaps here and there, including this weekend. Temperature's supposed to drop. So, an alarm went off. So I'm always planting June 1st or 2nd anyways. So I do have time, but only like 1 week. And this is a lot for 1 week. And I only have about an hour a day in this area. I spend about an hour a day, if it's not a crazy day spent all the way elsewhere. An hour here, an hour in the fruit orchard, which starts here and goes way back far beyond those trees around the other property, and an hour a day right now in the front of the house where I'm trying to put in flower beds and take out weeds that look like this. And that is, so like 3 hours a day outside. So I'm kind of dividing it up right now. We'll see come June 1st what it's looking like, but that's the update.